Hopefully this will work this time. I turned over here. Here we go. I guess I don't have to leave it that way. It's not going to work. All right. What is going on here? All right. I guess I'm going to have to turn it the other way. All right, let's try this again. What the heck is going on with this thing? Oh, man. I'll tell you. What a pain. I got that thing turned around. Wow. Well, you can tell I do this a lot. All right, let's try this again. All right. All right. All right. Hopefully this works better this time. All right. Let's try this again. I've been 3D printing for a while, and I've printed some things for some lights for my BMW GS. And I've got an Ender 3 S1 Pro over there. And I've had it for about a year now. And before that, I had an Ender 3 V2. And the new Bambu Lab printers came out. They've been making waves in the 3D printer industry for a little while now, and this just came out a couple weeks ago. And picked this up from Micro Center today, and I debated on whether to spend the money on it or buy another Creality printer. I figured I'd give this a shot. The advantage of this one is it's got a larger build surface. Not hugely a lot, but significantly bigger, so I can print some bigger items. But it also has this AMS unit, which allows for printing up to 4 different colors, and the printer will automatically switch between the colors. The other thing is this is a much faster printer, and unlike most of the 3D printers that are out today, if you're familiar with the term riprap, some of the first people that came out with 3D printers, well, about 10 years ago, was Prusa, and you know, it'd be nice to have a Prusa printer, but they're like $1,400. This is a direct competitor to the Prusa printers from the perspective is they're much easier to use. This printer, and they have a light version of this, which is has a single gantry, smaller built plate surface. It's more geared to setting up and just start printing. So I'm going to hopefully doing this video, we're going to get this out and set it up and see how quick it takes me to get it set up to do actually printing. Hopefully you can hear me. I have my microphone. I could go get my microphone, I guess. And maybe the audio will be better. I got a cold, so. Alright, so I bought the printer and I bought some filament over here. Some various different colors of printer. This is black, and I got some silver, and I got some blue, and I got some red. And I've got some other black printer filament over there too. And I was able finally, struggling with my existing printer, I finally got some prints that come out pretty decent. But I'm always having to tweak that thing, and I'm getting tired of it, so I'm going to sell that one if anybody's interested. A couple $100 to get you a good printer. It's already configured, set up. It'll print by itself all right. It just, if you're going to print anything other than PLA, which most people, that's the only thing they print on, it's a good it's a good printer. I mean, it's just for what I want to use it for. I don't really have the time. I want to spend the effort designing and printing on it. But this is the kind of stuff for the lights for auxiliary lights for motorcycles. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see in the video, you know, comparison. These are the prints that I've been getting, and this is a little nicer print. It's flat black as opposed to glossy. But anyway, so let's just get on with it. This one has quite a few extra features too. It has a built-in camera, a built-in light, a more powerful extruder, self-cleaning, Wi-Fi, control it from your phone anywhere in the world. That's kind of cool thing about it. So let's just get at it here. Purchased this from Micro Center. It's the only local place that sells them other than Bamboo's website. Bamboo is also known for their Core XY printers, which are enclosed. And this printer has the exact same build volume as those more expensive printers, but like the X1 Carbon, it's like $1,500 bucks. So I don't want to spend that kind of money on a 3D printer. So for the money, this is a great value in comparison to some of the other printers. So I've watched a number of videos on this model printer that I'm going to and it's a very popular printer. Watching YouTube videos or anything, you'll see it's a very popular printer. Matter of fact, Micro Center last week they had like 25 of these printers. They sold out of them. They got another 25 in. And as of right now, I checked it before I started the video, and they've got one left. So, and as far as returns, it's a nice packing material. Look at that. You know, of course, you know, that many printers they're selling. They only had one return. I'm not sure what the reason was. I could have bought that one at about a $60 discount, but who knows how it was treated. So $60 difference, I decided to buy this. This is the build sheet. They call it a PEI build sheet. It's double-sided. And that's the quick start guide, which you don't need that, do you? So the first part of this thing is going to be, say, grab it, pick it up out of the box, give you little labels on it. That's kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to set this on the floor and pull this out based on the directions on the box. I guess you could say this is my Christmas gift to myself, I guess. There is a little bit of assembly. It's a little bit bigger, like I said, a little bit bigger print volume into this. So here we got the little tool pouch. Oh, give you a nice little, it's kind of nice. Give you, here's the screws for assembling. Some lube. Oh, a nice little T-handle Allen wrenches. It's kind of cool. It's kind of classy. in comparison to the Ender units. This is the kind of stuff they give you. Just regular old Allen wrenches. So we have that. I'll set that aside. Obviously we'll need that in a minute. Don't lose anything out of there. Let's see, what's this? Marble. So all of these kits come with a printable bonus kit, and obviously you have to print the parts. But the one I've been seeing is like a jet engine, breakaway jet engine. This one is a Marble Run component kit. So this is the hardware to build that. So that's what they give you as far as that goes. Another cool thing too is Bambu Lads has their own filament that you can buy, and we'll talk about that later how that works. But they give you filament swatches. So this is all of the different colors that they have, and the swatches they give you are to let you look at see what the colors look like before you print any of them. So that's in here. I have to say this is packaged really well. This is cool. So this is actually, I'm not going to get them all out of here, but I'll get a couple of them out of here. Let them all fall out on me. So these are all the different colors and these are all 3D printed. So, oh, this is neat. So I can pull them out. They're all in a piece of rubber band. I don't have to worry about them falling out. That's kind of neat. So just like they do paint chips, these are all the different colors, and these are all actually 3D printed, and they have the different color on it and the part numbers so you can order. So that's kind of cool. We'll set that up here. That's kind of a neat add-on. Unlike Creality, Creality gives you hardly anything. Like I said, this printer is really designed for just anybody to get and set up and start printing. So this top part is going to be the AMS, which is the automatic material switching system. This is the base for that. That's what's on the top here. And then these are the spool holders for each. And these are very well made. This isn't cheap. These aren't 3D printed. These are, we got metal hardware in them, springs. They're designed really well. What this is far as to, I don't have a spool here. Let's see, we got a spool hanging right here. Well, I can use this as an example. My old printer. So this is like what a typical spool of filament looks like. This just happens to be PETG that I've been printing stuff with. But that's what this is for. And that's how you mount them on the AMS. Get back out of there. Got little rubber grabbers on them so they don't fall off. So that's what these are. And of course, it's four colors. So there's 4 of them. Get those out. High density foam, packaged real well. These things come from China, so packaged real well. Hell, there's probably $100 worth of packing foam in here. All right, so there's the power cord, and then now this is the, if you don't want to use the MS, this is the bracket to hold the filament for just a single spool. That just screws in here. Neat. You want just a single spool, this amount on the top, and then the spool will hang off of there like that. That's what that's for. Set that aside. Alright, this is, okay, so this is, since you can switch filaments, has automatic cleaning. So what happens is this comes across and this will swipe the filament off the bottom of the extruder, because I got to keep the tip of the extruder clean, so that's what that is. That's part of the printer, I think. This is the AMS itself. Again, this is built really well. These are metal and plastic construction. Spool holders go on here. These are the feed mechanisms to feed the different colors. So there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they've got these labeled up as such. So this mounts on this with the screws, and then they give you screws to mount that together. So this sits off to the side. They make a 3D printing kit or 3D printed model that you can print that you can put this on top of the printer. I think what I may end up doing is mounting it to the wall so it's off the counter. So that's that. So that's the package. Look at, they even put little plastic things on here to keep from marring up the AMS unit. Like I said, I have to say this is the best packaged printer I've ever seen. This is kind of like the Cadillac of printers. So, all right, so this is the gantry. So everything's labeled. So we'll pull the gantry out. It should just lift out of there. Like that. It's pretty stout. So that's the gantry. The print head's over here. So we'll set this off to the side. It's mostly assembled. You just have to put a few screws together and plug a couple of components in. So, all right. So now we got to get the bottom portion out. We'll pull that out. This is the print bed. All right. So get rid of that. Set this aside. Footprint isn't really that big, and this is they always do it to keep the moisture out. These are the Bowden tubes. They call them Bowden tubes. They're plastic, semi-transparent, and these go between the AMS and the top of the print head here, which I'll show you here in a minute. Get rid of all this packing. Nothing else in there. Alright, so this is the base. Check my video here, make sure I'm still in frame. This wiring for my lights is in the way here. Alright. Okay, so I guess it's probably time to get the instruction manual out. I can zoom that. Yeah, I can zoom that in a little bit. All right. Still nobody watching. That's all right. All right. So let's get the paperwork out here. This would be instruction manual. All right. So let's just start. One, here's all the components. We've already identified the base and the printer frame, the AMS body, the stand, power cord. It's right here. The spool holder, the AMS spool holder ×4, purge wiper, PTFE food tube for AMS light, a regular PTFE tube, that's for if you want to just use the single spool, and then some filament, accessory box, and build plate. There's build plates right here. Alright, so we got everything. Here's all the tools. Let's get the tools over here. One of those for assembly. We shouldn't need any other tools. Grease and oil. Alright, so build plate. So the first thing it says, install the build plate. Build plate. And it says first remove protective film. This is always so satisfying to remove the film from your TV screen. I always get worried on new TVs since the screens are so fragile that when you go to pull the plastic off of the front of the screen, you're always afraid you're going to damage the LCD. doesn't move, so probably anchored down for shipping purposes. One of the neat features about this unit is completely auto leveling. That's one of the things with 3D printers you have to struggle with, is leveling the print bed. And like on my Ender 3, the printer has leveling screws on it, and you have to, if you bump them, no, it's just a pain in the butt. I'm hoping this is a much better experience. Margaret will be happy too. I won't spend as much time in here tinkering with the printer rather than actually using the silly thing. This is the build plate. I really have this packaged well, I'll tell you. You can't just take it apart really quickly. So this is a similar build plate to my Ender 3. I'll show you the difference between that. I'll come over here and get my Ender 3 print bed. So this is the build plate for the Ender 3 E2. So you can see it's a little bit bigger. You get a little bit bigger print area, but see, on these printers, even though the sheet's that big, you can't print all the way out to the edge. There's like a 1/4 inch gap all the way around. So the actual print size is probably the full size of this sheet compared to this sheet. And this has just got a single-sided, and it's magnetic and it's flexible. So when you're done with the print, you can pull it off and give it a little bit of a bend, and the prints will just pop off. But the other thing too is on my Ender, there's really no alignment guide, so it's kind of hard to line the print bed up. This one here's got like a little thing here that you just push to the back, and it lines right up. You don't have to adjust it. Made a liar out of me. There. That's it. There's it. So that's step one. All right. Step two, I'm gonna flip the display out. We got to flip it over. Okay, so we have to flip it over, and it says flip the base over 90 degrees, opposite side of the screen. So not on the screen side. This is the screen. The screen flips out. I'm using Allen key H2. And Allen key H2, which should be this key here. And it says, doesn't say H2 on it, so I'm guessing it's H2. It says we're going to remove the 4 highlighted screws at the bottom of the base housing. So that's these 4 right here. So we're going to remove these 4. So there's one. I need my little electric screwdriver down here. These are just packing screws, just so that the print bed doesn't move on shipment. And you don't want to get rid of these screws because I think they're going to get reused somewhere. I think they get used to hold the gantry on the top of the printer. So there's a little bit of a setup, but not compared to my Creality printers. There's a lot more plastic on this. Printers like the Prusa printers, a lot of the parts, that's where the term riprap comes out to play. The printers, riprap means that printers printing printers. So a lot of the parts you can print, you can build another printer. That was the original idea behind the technology. And even today, the Prusa printers, even though they're a lot more expensive, they're considered the top of the line printer. That's what all other printers are compared against. Kind of like motorcycles, like my BMW GS. You know, that's the baseline for all other adventure bikes that are out there. So that's an example. So, all right, we're going to remove that, and then be careful when releasing the heat bed. Use foam padding package to protect the heat bed from swinging. So we don't want the print bed from swinging. Now we're going to put the printer frame on the table shown as above. So, okay, so we're going to move this to the side. Put the print frame on the table. Frame goes this way. Okay. And then it says you're going to put the base in at 45 degrees, pass it through the frame. So I guess we're going to take this tape off first. This, stick it in here at 45 degrees. Looks up. Just like that. Right. And tilt the housing. All right. Use the screws. Make orientation show. Line the slot with the printer in the frame, slowly lower the base. Okay, so it's flush with the table. Okay, so we've done that. Alright, so now it says that we're going to cut the zip tie. So we get our nippy cutters there. Sure, still in view here. Look here, a little better view. A little bit here. There we go. View it. And back out a little bit. Alright, I'm not in the way. Cut the zip ties. Another upgrade to these printers in comparison to the Crealities, some of the newer Crealities, this has what's called a linear rail. Linear rail is much more stable. This is all metal. Whereas the Creality printer, a lot of the printers use nylon rollers, and they wear easily. So you get all the zip ties off here, extra plastic there. Protect the printer. It's a foam, not plastic. Like I said, there's probably $100 plus packing material in these things. This is the head, print carriage. Piece of tape on it. Alright, so there's that. Bring this over here so it's from the camera. Alright, remove the 7 zip ties, alright. So there's 7. Alright, so it says now push the heated bed fully to the front. Okay, to the front. Open the Y-axis cover. This is this. So we're just going to put this lifts up. Okay. This comes out. I like this because I thought I was going to have to flip it over on its side to put the screws back in, but you don't. And then pull out the covers. I already did that. Next step is to install the 10 S3 screws from the base housing into the holes. Okay, so these are the 10, so remember I have to reuse these. These are the 10. So I've only got 4. So the base, I've only got 4. Supposed to be more. Oh, there's more. Oh, for base housing. Okay, here they are. Here's the extra one. So there's 10 of them total. So we're going to put Every place it's got a green hole. Man, there's a lot of screws. All right, so there's one here. 2. Just holes right in there. And then 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Extra screws. Oh, so I used a couple of screws I shouldn't have used, but that's all right. These are all the same length, so I'm gonna assemble this like I would anything else that has multiple screws. Should always go back and forth. And it doesn't say how tight to make them. I'm just gonna assume hand tight. I'm just gonna snug it down and then come back and finish tightening. Oh, that's shorter. They're the same length. It seems like they're shorter. The one is for that one down. That one down. This one down. Seems like it's longer. Alright, so I think that's all 10 of them. So we'll go back and snug the rest of them in again. Not too crazy with these. Be snug. That's when it gets started. This one. Be snug. This one. Tighten the bolt pattern on the wheels on the car. Almost there. Snug. It's pretty snug. Snug. Through them one more time. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's turn just a little bit more. I think that's all of them. Alright. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, they're all tight. Okay. Alright. Gently slide the Y-axis cover back in. This is kind of nice because you're going to have print filament all over the place, and this kind of keeps the printer clean. Just like that. And then make sure you line the clip. Okay, it's back in. Alright, now we're going to turn the printer 90 degrees on the edge of the table. So it pictures it this way. Oh, I missed a clip. Oh. So, Oh, the note for that's falling on the floor. Alright, now I can see I missed a cable tie here. It must have been number 7. Alright. Alright. And then we're going to line the 2 clips with the cable box. Plug it into the base. Okay, so that's this part here. Ziploc baggie. That's pretty tough, strong tape there, let me tell you. And this part goes in here. It's a USB-C connector. Put that in there like that, and then we'll go in like so. Yep. Line clip, okay, do not force it insert, make sure the cable box is nice and flush, and then screw in the pre-installed screw, which this screw keeps the cord from coming out. Oh, that's interesting, I happen to see that. Something's not right there. This piece isn't snapped in right here. Yeah, this piece isn't snapped in all the way. Oh, maybe it's not supposed to be. Yeah, I wasn't following the directions. Boy. There's bound to be a kill. There's a cable. That cable's got to go through here. So, see? Didn't follow the directions. What happens when you don't follow the directions? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that out. There we go. Okay. I should have not assumed. Put this back lined up in there. Alright. It's back in there. See? Follow the directions. Okay, that's not going there. And I'm assuming the yellow camera is here. Alright, so let's go to the next page. Everything's plug in the 3 harnesses according to color. So here's the third, so this is the one that's down here. Off of there. This is orange. This one, so that's why that has to be left open. That goes up here. And these will only go in one way. Alright, there's that one. That's what this is for. And I guess we can route that through there. Now we can close it. There we go. Alright, and the green goes here. Only goes in one way. And the yellow goes here. There we go. Alright, all those are plugged in. Alright. Tuck the harness cable in the slot and close the cover, which I did. Now it says turn it back up. He does it. So, alright. This back here. Alright. Next thing says turn the display around. Okay. And now it says install the purge wiper, which is this guy here. And we use a number M312. Okay, so that must be scraper. Here we go. So this is a self-tapping screw. They give you an extra one, I guess. In case you lose one, it actually says for scraper. Let's get one of these out. And this, I think, is this a smaller? No, this is the same size, so that goes over here. This over this side. There's some little crap in there. Oh, it slides in, I see. There we go. Alright, and this. There. So. I think I got it in there all the way. It's not in the hole. back over again so I can see that. Just tip it up a little bit here. Nope, can't see it that way. And let's put it back on its end. See if I can see it from this way. There it is. That's not going in there. That's weird. That is clearly not going in there. That screw is not long enough. I'm not doing something right. That screw is not long enough. That screw is not long enough. And this stand. Oh, purge wiper. Okay, this is the wrong thing. That's scraper. That's something else. Sorry. Can't read. Yeah, because there's only one in here. I wonder. So that screw wasn't long enough. See, really, even as technical as I am, I sometimes don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's how it works. Let's put a screw in there now. Oh, yeah. Much better. There we go. Okay. Now we can tip it back up. There we go. Make sure we're still in view here. All right. All right. What's next? Now it says install EMS light. Okay. So we already got it on place. We're going to put the screws on it. Now that package is right here. Look at this stand. So I'll put that together. Now you can buy this printer without the EMS, but obviously they're wanting to sell the fact that EMS is a selling point for the printer, so they're trying to bundle them with it. You can order it online, but I think it's a 3 to 6 week wait time to get one of these ordered in the mail because they got to come from China. So you'll spend about $149 less for the printer if you buy it without the EMS. But give multicolor. Be nice to print multicolor. I don't know how often I'll use it, but it's definitely a premium option. Alright, so there's that. It's done. Set this up here. Making the picture just as well. Alright, so we got that. So now we're going to put the... Alright, so we got different colors. We got yellow, okay, so... pair yellow with yellow. Okay, well, it looks orange to me, so... So as you can see, we have green, yellow, so this is a yellow one. So this side. And of course the green goes to green. Oh, this is nice because they got some, they kind of have tension on them. That's nice. Rather than having the spool just flopping around out there. That's all four of those. Now we're going to get the Bowden tube set up. That's these over here. Looks like they only give you the Bowden. No, they give you both. So here's the Bowden tubes for the EMS, and you put this one on here, like so. Two closer ones too far away is better. Oh, yeah, the long ones go over here, the short ones go over here. Okay, so these are the two long ones. So let's put one here. So I think the button. Short ones go here. What order they're going to? It says to the right of the printer. So we have to move the printer over just a little bit. See everything in there? Yeah, okay. And then it says insert the 70th, okay, so 22. It says having a maximum of 50 millimeters. So I guess this doesn't matter which tube goes into where, huh? It doesn't say. It doesn't say which one to put in, so it doesn't matter which one goes where. So we'll just try to put them in an order that they're not. That's it. Now, according to this is fully assembled. It says go ahead and plug in the power, plug in the EMS. So the EMS goes into one of the ports in the back. So undo the cable for the EMS over here. I mean, it's a nice gray color, but I can see it getting dirty. On the back here, there's a plug. Plug the EMS in. And the EMS is now plugged in. Okay. And then power cable. Hear Manny barking in the background. And I guess I'm gonna plug it in right here. And that's in the back. Standard computer power cord, so it's nothing. You lose it. Computer power cord. Alright, plug it in. I guess I'm going to take this off because it's the micro SD card. It looks like it's got one in it. Yeah. Doesn't say anything on it. I'll just leave it plugged in. Alright. And make sure we got 554 millimeters from front to back. So let's make sure that this goes back and doesn't hit anything. So I'm going to push this back just a little bit so it's not hanging off the edge. I don't want the cord for the hot plate hitting. Yep, so this isn't hanging over so you don't bump into that. So there we go. And then obviously we can move the EMS further back. Well, as far back as we can get the filament. And power it on. All right, here we go. Got a little bit of a glare on it, doesn't it? Over here. A little closer. Oh, wow, it's got sound effects. Get my stool out of the way. Alright. Alright, so unleash your connectivity. Let's start. And we're going to do English. And we're going to do North America. Connect to Wi-Fi. Okay, so we're going to select a Wi-Fi. And Carlitos. And I'll hide my password. Turn the camera away. Oops. Now, one of the other neat features about this printer is the tool head, the heating element, and the print head is replaceable, supposedly without tools. So all you do is you pop this cover off, and then you can replace the print head without needing tools. All right, network connected. All right, it's kind of stuck there. There we go. All right, log into your account. All right, so now I'm not going to do that right now. I got to accept the terms and agreement. Agree to join in. Okay, so now we're going to do calibration. We're going to do vibration compensation and motor noise cancellation. Now, what that does, or will do, oh, this has got to go up here, I think. Yeah. What this will do is 3D printers are notorious for introducing noise or affecting the quality of your prints, because there's motors in here. There's a motor here, there's a motor in the base, and there's fans. So they produce a certain amount of vibration. So what this is going to do is this is going to run the printer through a self-test, and it's going to calibrate that. So in the software, it can compensate for that vibration. So that's what it's going to do. This is going to take about, what, 12 minutes total. So now it says, motor noise calibration. Measure the subtle individual differences of each motor for active noise cancellation. So it's going to move the print head, the gantry, and the bed of the printer, and it's going to test to see how it can calibrate that out during the process. So when it prints, it increases the quality of the print. The other thing this printer has, in comparison to the Creality printers, there's no end stops, switches. It's all software driven, so when the motors are in a bind, it will automatically detect it. The other thing is the leveling mechanism. Is this has no what they call BL touch. The 3D printers I've had in the past to get bed leveling, the bed leveling is there's always a certain amount of unevenness to the bed, because otherwise the gantry to the bed, if there's just a 0.0 something millimeter difference from this corner to this corner, then that can mess up your prints. This printer will automatically calculate all that automatically, so you don't have to touch it. And it will also adjust what they call for a Z offset. And the Z offset is the difference between the sensor that levels the bed and the distance between the nozzle of the printer, that's where the filament is extruded, and the bed. And that between all of that, it gives you the ability to get perfect first prints every time. And that first layer that gets laid down, if you're not familiar with these type of printers, it prints an object in layers. So it draws it on the bed, and then it raises just a very minute amount, draws another thing, and over time it builds that image or that print. So having the first layer be perfect is very important, and that is one of the biggest struggles with like the Creality and printers like them. If they don't have that capability, getting that first layer calibration is really difficult. This makes it seamless. There's also, they got a light over here too, and there's also a camera. They said the camera isn't that great. It's one of the other features this has that my printer doesn't. You can add a camera, but it's an option. This is all built in now. So now it's just doing the calibration. This is going to take a bit. So I'm into this now almost an hour. but I talked a lot, so it really didn't take that long to set up. Alright, so you can hear the difference. Motor cancellation on, so it's off right now. I don't know if you can hear it much, but it greatly reduces how noisy the motor is. This printer is very quiet, just on the printhead mechanism moving back and forth is very quiet. It's a lot more compact as far as tidiness goes. Move this around, this turns around. The wires, just the way it's made, is you can tell this is kind of like a Tesla of printers. Alright, I'm going to step away for a minute. Let that finish. What I understand, this only has to be done once. Looks like we got one person joining us. I don't know who that is. Now, you missed the first hour where we unboxed this thing. Right now it's going through the calibration. That's going to take about another 4 minutes. That's it. 3 minutes. Doing the first time calibration. Make sure it's doing the right over there. Still 3 minutes. hopefully this only has to be done once. See how much louder it is with the on. Alright. Now it's doing vibration compensation. Now this is another 4 minutes. The first one was for noise. And this one isn't vibrating the whole table. It's vibrating stuff on the wall. The vibration calibration on the y-axis does this so that when the bed moves back and forth while it's printing, it doesn't screw the print. Start hearing it vibrating everything in the room. Those are the frequency it's vibrating at. 48. That's subwoofer. That's the point. You just barely feel it in the table. It's up to 207, 200 hertz. You just barely feel it now. Uh, 300 hertz now. And the filament, once you load the filament goes up from the bottom. It's not to use TPU. TPU is a soft, flexible print in the AMS. I was checking the vibration on the x-axis, which is this one. Did the bed first. That's the y-axis. Axis. Alright, you're all set. You can come back to bind the printer and set Wi-Fi settings, okay? It's already got printer files in there. So, I'm wondering the first thing to do is go film it, I guess. Okay, film it. And let's load. And yes. I guess we'll put the blue on one, I guess. So it needs to be loaded. It doesn't say it's loaded, so I guess we'll put it on the screw. Put the blue on the screw. So I'm gonna roll a blue PLA plus here. Very first print on most printers, everybody does what they call a benchy, which is a little tugboat. Benchy's been around for years. Call it a benchy if it's a benchmark for printing. So, alright, so we got our blue. So we're going to go ahead and put our spool of blue on. EMS. Let's see here. And it's got to go from underneath, so we'll put it on position 1. So, alright, that says load, so we'll have to find the end of it here. Oh, there it is. And the instructions. Get a hold of it. Goes up in the tube. Bottom of the tube, like so. So. Yeah. Let's see. I'll try to load the film up here. Alright, press the button to disengage. Feed the filament into the filament inlet. Okay, very good. We did. Oh, there it goes. Automatically pulled it in. Look. You can see it going through the tube. It's pretty slick. Alright. Yeah. Load. Filament type is unknown, but is required to perform this action. Do you want to edit the filament information? Yes. Okay. Alright, this is going to be, okay, I don't see Overture, eSun, so this is going to be generic. And this is going to be PLA plus. I don't see, I just see PLA. I don't see anything that says PLA plus. What was that? High speed. So those are an option. So it's going to have to be PLA. And color, we're going to make it blue. And default pressure control. Default. Okay. All right. So it's going to heat the nozzle. I only loaded the filament up to there. It's heating it pretty quick. It's already 122. It's going to heat it to 250. I don't know why 250. That's pretty warm. I think the printing temperature of this stuff is what, 205 to 225. But I told it PLA, so it should automatically know what to use. It's the whole idea behind these printers. to think about it. I can smell it. Nozzle's heated. Alright, so now it's pushing the filament in there. It's almost in the print head, and it is now in the printer. Oh, I found it. Alright, it's pushing the filament into the extruder. You see the extruder moving. We should see it come out the bottom here. I don't know if it will or not. Yep. Filament's going on. I don't know if you can see it. Does it have a label on the top part near the screen? Yeah, it's the light LED is right here. I don't know if you can see it here. All right, it says it's ready. All right. So there's a little bit of filament here. All right, so well, it says it's ready. So I guess we'll come back over here and then we'll print that Benchy. Oh, okay. So let's see. Is there a Benchy on here? Oh, there's a Benchy 3 color. Let's see. I'll print this one. Bed temperature exceeds filament. Exceeds filaments verification, which may cause nozzle clog. Please keep the front door of the printer. Okay, I don't know what that means. Alright. So I guess we'll do bed level. Oh, bed level automatically done. Okay. Use AMS. Okay. And we're going to use that one and hit print. Heated bed preset is 20 degrees C. Like a little. And it's going to level the bed. It's going to create a bed mesh. Doing vibration calibration again. We should have turned that off. We should have left it. It's going to have to do the vibration calibration again. Now it should be leveling. And what it does each time it comes over, it's wiping the tip. And this tool head clean, so now that's what it's doing now. And there's a little thing back here to wipe the extra filament off the tube of the. Here, go across the little rubber stuff. Now that's the part. There's a fan over here, and that's cooling the heating element in there, so it doesn't overheat. Keep the temperature. Heating the bed up now. The other thing I noticed that, okay, so now it's doing the bed level. first, it actually comes in contact with the bed, the print head does. That's its sensor. So you can see it up and down, it's testing the corners. It's 5 different positions. Now it's doing a mesh. It's going to do each one of those. So that's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 by 7. So I guess 7 times 7. That's how many points it's going to calculate the bed. There's no thumb screws on this. So you don't have to manually level it. If you're just joining me, I purchased this from Micro Center in St. Louis. My current printer over there is a Creality Ender 3 S1 Pro with a Sonic pad on it, running Clipper. And I think this runs a version of Prusa. The slicer they use is a version of Prusa. So I'm sure this is running Marlin. Alright, so we got the bed leveled. Now we're ramping up our temperature. So, according to the spool of Inlet and PLA Plus I've got here, the printing temperature is between 205 and 225 C. So when it first loaded the filament, it warmed up the print head to 250 degrees. So hopefully, looks like it's going to go. That's way more than it needs to be. So that is too hot. Let's calibrate extrusion flow. Okay, now it's dropping back down. So I guess it needs to put a little strip here. So I'm guessing it's the extrusion flow. It's calibrating how much. So it's. If you look over here, I can't see, but it's extruding a bunch of filament. So it's trying to determine the flow of the filament. What's coming out here? Seems like an awful waste. Alright, now we're at 230. Clean the print head. And we're printing. Holy crap. That's fast. Man. I don't know if you can see it there. It is screaming. It says it's going to take 15 minutes. That is incredibly fast. Unbelievable. If it produces a quality print this fast, I'm going to be really impressed. It's already on the 6th layer of 192 layers. That is crazy. It is vibrating everything on my table. Like I said, it comes with a nice little toolkit. Nice T-handled Allen wrenches. There's a print nozzle cleaner. An extra one of these for that. This is extra. I don't know what these are. I don't know what this is. Look at it and see what that is, but I don't recognize that. This is a blade. Oh, this is a scraper blade. That there's a tool that you can print to put that blade in. 23 layers. This is the scraper. It's not real loud. It's probably about as loud as my S1 Pro is. That's crazy. Extremely fast. Now I can connect to this my phone. I'm using my phone right now. Turn the light out and see how bright that light is. I'm sure it's not real bright. It's not real bright. But I'm sure it's bright enough for the camera to see. If that prints like that with all prints at that speed, I'll be pretty pleased. Now these are pre-sliced models on this SD card. I don't know if that's a protective screen. Yeah, it is. That's better. See the screen better now. Got a little bit of glare off of the fluorescent light. Maybe I can get it closer, maybe it'll go away. Can't really lower it much. There we go. A little closer. It's already 50% complete. Incredible fast. That alone is, a huge leap forward for my printing. Make it easier to prototype stuff. Now that I know what kind of resolution this is, printing at 100%. Oh, I don't know what that light is. Oh, that turns that little light on and off. Printing at 230. It's a little hot for that film, according to this. I don't know if that's something I can change. They give you a print job to print the AMS, put it on the top of the printer. See the AMS over there. Here. They give you a print model that you can print a holder that mounts it up here. I don't know if I would do that. I think if I did anything, I would somehow figure out how to mount it to the wall. They say that printing isn't really impacted by putting them on the top, because you use the vibration compensation that will automatically adjust for the wobble. They give you, like I said, they give you this little kit in here. Has all the parts for the printer. So, oh, it's a little electric motor, USB, and then the marbles. And then everything else is 3D printed. I might have to give that a whirl. That's a picture right there of the model. Pretty neat. It was less than about 7 minutes, 64% done. First time I printed one of these benchies was on Ender 3. Old Ender 3, I think. Ender 3. No, it was on an old Micro Center printer. And I made the mistake of slicing it and printing it with supports. And it didn't come out very good. But the idea of printing is you shouldn't need supports on some of these things based on cooling and things like that. But if you buy the filament from Bamboo Labs, they give you the swatch set so you can order filament from them. And the cool thing about the filament is that from them is the filament rolls have got QR codes, or not QR codes, but RFIDs chips in them. And when you put them on the printer and load them, the printer already knows exactly the profile for the filament to use and the color, so you don't have to input it. And since I'm using generic PLA, in this case PLA Plus, I had to manually input that. But since this is network capable from the app or from the web browser, I'm guessing, I can slice and print things directly to the printer. As I stated before, this is a million times faster. And just glancing at it, it looks pretty good. I mean, it's as perfect of a benchy that I've ever printed. Got less than 5 minutes. And the cool thing about it, I didn't have to manually load the filament, other than loading it into the EMS. It loaded it into the print head by itself. And since there's 4 different spool holders on the EMS, I can load 4 different colors in and print in 4 different colors. Now they say it poops out a lot of filament on the table. They have a 3D print that they put in here to collect the poop. And that nozzle is clean as a pin.
And the time it takes to go from each of those 4 posts on the top of the Benchy, it's crazy. I don't see any stringing, but obviously PLA is a lot easier to print than other types of filament. I've mainly been playing PETG because I've been building parts for light assemblies put on motorcycles. So. I've spent longer than 15 minutes screwing around with my printers, trying to get a decent print out of them. And I probably spent more time setting up a printer, just to do a print, than it took me to set this printer up and do a test print. I mean, I can't tell you how many hours. My wife could tell you. See how it does on the top. Oh wow. Start printing the top now. It's already put up the first layer of the top. It's got 2 minutes remaining. Here's the second layer of the top. There's the third layer. That is crazy fast. Now it's doing infill on the top. The interesting thing about the top of the Benchy's, there is an angle. So it's the roof on the cab of the boat is slanted ever so slightly, so as it gets closer to the top of the print, it slowly fills in layer by layer, but each layer gets smaller, or each layer gets narrower. It's got less than a minute, but it's just about ready to finish the top. And now it's got to finish the smokestack. Alright, so it's done. Now it's one more layer. That's it. Alright, now the smokestack. This will be done. And the smokestack is finishing. And it's nearly done. This is crazy. And it is done. Now it's going to cut the filament. Now it's retracting the filament. And it's done. Pull back filament. I don't have too much to extrude. It brings it up here to you. And it's done. Alright, I want it to report flawless. Okay, let's say it's okay. Alright, so we should be able to. It's on up again. That's pretty warm. Pop that off again. There it is. That is a perfect Benchy. I don't care what anybody says. That thing is flawless. You still read the CT3D on it, and can't really read what's on the back of it. hole in the back. It's the inside steering wheel in there. Like I said, this is probably the best Benchy I've ever printed. There's no stringing, nothing. All right, well, that concludes my stream. Thanks for joining me, and looking forward to printing some real stuff on this now.